It's kind of a good thing the railroad workers didn't go on strike because that would have been catastrophic for us. So the Biden White House on Thursday announced a tentative agreement that between unions and rail carriers, it reportedly includes a win for workers on sick leave, an issue central to the dispute that nearly resulted in a nationwide strike that the railroad workers were planning. The Washington Post reported that the deal, which still must be approved by the union members, would give railroad workers the ability to take days off for medical care without being subjected to any discipline. The Post is Lauren Gurley noted on Twitter that workers will receive voluntary assigned days off and a single additional paid day off. They previously did not receive any sick days. The agreement provides members with the ability to take unpaid days for medical care without being subject to attendance policies, Gurley added. Now, in a statement Thursday morning, the current president, Joe Biden, said that the deal represents a win for tens of thousands of railroad workers who tirelessly throughout the pandemic to ensure that America's families and communities got deliveries of what have kept us going during these difficult times. Because if you thought that that the grocery stores were having a hard time getting supplies, it would have made it a whole bunch worse if the railroad workers had gone on strike and stuff like that. Then you wouldn't have been getting any supplies at all. These railroad workers will get better pay, improved working conditions, and a peace of mind around their healthcare costs, and it's all hard-earned money too. Biden continued. The agreement is also a victory for railroad companies who will be able to retain, and they can recruit more workers for an industry that will continue to be part of the backbone of the American economy for years to come. Now, sick leave was the key striking point in the tense and consequential negotiations between the hugely profitable railroad carriers and their employees who have been working for 3 years without a contract. As railroads see booming profits, it's not clear whether the agreed upon policy changes will be sufficient for the union members. It's definitely premature to be hailing Biden as an economy-saving dealmaker. HuffPost labor reporter Dave Jamieson argued, workers haven't even been walked through the particulars yet, but let alone determined whether they're willing to accept this deal. The major unions that had been preparing to strike did not immediately respond to the tentative deal, which would include a 24% raise for railroad workers by 2024, and then an immediate 13.5% raise after. A statement from the National Carriers Conference Committee. It represents the major railroads, and it contains no mention of attendance policies that unions said have been ruining their members' lives. The members are being terminated for getting sick or for attending routine medical visits as we crawl our way out of a worldwide pandemic, the heads of two railroad unions said on Sunday. The White House announced the agreement after frenzied talks between administration officials, including Labor Secretary Marty Walsh and the representative of the unions and rail companies over the past 24 hours, a last-ditch effort aimed at averting a strike with massive implications for the U.S. economy. The unions, for their part, accused railroad carriers of engaging in corporate extortion by blocking shipments and shuttering other operations before a single worker had walked off the job, a signal that companies were moving in the direction of a damaging lockout. Now, the White House has faced significant criticism over its role in this dispute. Last month, an emergency board that was formed by Biden recommended a compromise deal that excluded the sick leave improvements that the railroad workers had been demanding and fell short in key areas, and including healthcare costs. Now, on Wednesday, Senator Bernie Sanders, of Independent from Vermont, had blocked the GOP effort to force railroad workers to accept the emergency board's recommended agreement. Now, because we also rely on a lot of supplies, like I said, from the railroad carriers, and stuff like that. So basically, it would have been a whole lot worse if they had went on strike, but then we wouldn't get any supplies at all for all the places that needed them. So, but if you like the deal, if you like the video, you can get the video, like, and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when a new video comes out. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just a little as a few bucks a month, your donation can help go a long way, and thanks for listening.